Colin, DynaTrap. DynaTrap coming your way next. Here we go. All right, so I know a lot of you like to be outside, especially this time of year. We're kind of, spring into summer, and we love it, but you also know this is the time of the year when we get rain. And when we get rain, we get pooling water. The other day, I emptied out an empty flower pot out in my yard full of mosquito larvae. I mean, there had to be 100 of them in there, wiggling around. If you want to control the insect population, in your house, you need DynaTrap. It uses an attraction technology like the carbon dioxide that we give off, but it also uses UV light to attract, and then it sucks those mosquitoes, flies, whatever it is, right in. I have 3 different sizes available. If you've got a small property, apartment, condo, just want to kind of take care of the area in front, I would suggest a 1/4 acre at $59. Larger property, go the 1/2 acre. Larger than, go the full acre, which is what I have here. And I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. DynaTrap would not be around for as long as it's been around. And on not only our network, but our sister network as well, QVC, it is the go-to choice to get rid of those insects. 079609, Peter Kilcullen is rejoining us. Hey, Pete.
How are you?
You want to be on this side or this side?
No, I'll be on this side.
All right.
I'll hang out over here. Yeah, I mean, it's that time. So now I think it would be virtually that time in just about almost all parts of the country, because here's what we talk about. 50 degrees and above. Once the temperature gets above 50 degrees, guess what we have? We have biting insects starting to move around. But we also go above 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and gets nice outside. We want to be outside. But many times we can't be outside because of those biting insects. DynaTrap has made it so simple. They've completely nailed the technology so you can kind of get your outdoors back, right? Enjoy your summer. I know it's always one person in the family, and if I'm not mistaken, Guy, it's not you.
No.
You don't get bit, do you?
Well,
this is aggravating to myself and everyone out there who gets bit.
They swarm around me.
Okay.
So they're annoying as all you know what to me.
Right.
Because I can hear them, but I watch and they get near my skin. I don't know if it's my blood type or whatever.
Well,
Danny's okay. Lily, who's his girlfriend,
sure.
Bait. They eat her alive outside.
There's always someone who is getting bit constantly out there. Someone in the family. I definitely get bit just uncontrollably. So here's what we have with DynaTrap. Here's what's made this such an amazing, easy way to control that population. And it's going to start with that UV light. That UV LED light, that technology has gotten better and better every single year. This is what draws them in. Obviously, it's hard to see here, but remember, if you run this at night, which you're going to do 24 hours a day, you're going to run this, that blue light attracts so many different insects, even clinically tested to bring in over 12 different biting insects. And what's so amazing about this bulb, the best one ever, Guy, this will last if you used it constantly 27 straight months.
Jeez,
now that's what we might,
years.
Right? We might do that in Florida, but think about if you're somewhere where it's going to drop below 50 degrees, you're going to have 4 full seasons of using this before you're going to have to replace that bulb.
Because most people aren't, they have a winter time. There's no bugs in the winter.
Yeah.
Down here in Florida, we might use it full time, in places in the southern states. But here's the kind of bugs that this is going to get rid of. Now, obviously, mosquitoes are the big one.
Yeah, this is what's been clinically tested. This is third-party testing, but there are others. But obviously the mosquitoes here in Florida and in my yard are unbelievable. But then it's taking care of some of the other ones that are just, difficult to be around, the wasps and the hornets and the stink bugs. But all those, the biting insects, the gnats, the gnats are really bad. Mosquitoes, flies, whatever it is. It's attracting them with that UV light. But here's where it gets really incredible. You talked about, so we're attracting them with light. We're going to create some heat, and then with that heat, with this titanium plate down here, we're going to also produce that carbon dioxide. So all of these things bringing them in, and there's a great shot. The fan is what now sucks them down, because we're not zapping them, we're gonna trap them, and that brings them down into that collection basket. So you see this guy got a little too close to that light. He's thinking about, oh, what's that? And then woof,
right in.
Drawn in, and this is where they are. In this huge collection basket. We're looking at the full acre right here. It's amazing. And here's my favorite part about this guy. You're gonna put this outside, and guess what you have to do with this? The first week, the second week, maybe the first month, maybe even the second month. You don't have to do anything.
Zero.
Let it operate, let it start to reduce that biting insect population in your yard. Plug it in, it runs 24 hours a day. When you're at work, we're stopping the mosquitoes. When you're sleeping, we're gonna be stopping the mosquitoes. So when it's time to go outside, you don't have to do a thing. Just go outside and
Right.
enjoy being outside.
And it's very low energy consumption because it's not a
Right.
zapper. A zapper uses a lot more energy to fry those bugs, and plus, try to keep a zapper on 24 hours, that bulb will burn out in a week. You can't do that.
Right.
With this one, and when I first knew about this, I didn't know. Peter's one had said, no, you leave this on around the clock, because when
Right.
you're sleeping, bugs are being drawn in. The population is dwindling. Every minute you keep it outside, more mosquitoes, more gnats, more flies are getting sucked into it, which is cutting down the population. That's all it's all about. Why do you think people get stung more near a lake? Or you know what I mean? Or near water features.
Sure.
Because that's where mosquitoes breed. So you got to do a couple of things. Try not to have any resting water. Empty
Right.
your flower pots. Empty your, if you've got I have a water fountain in the backyard. I dump it every 2 days, all right, when it rains here in Florida. Because I'll look in there and there'll be mosquito larvae. And if they're there, those mosquitoes are going to hatch and they're going to stay in my yard.
True.
And be stinging Danny and Lily, not so much me. But let's take a look. Peter, would you read this statistic? I can't even read it. What does it say?
Yeah, it's talking about a study that they did where the 1 acre in 6 days trapped 2,942 flying insects. And after 7 days, the DynaTrap half acre was able to trap 2,500, just over. So, I mean, it's amazing the studies that they've done. Here it is, 7-day period, the DynaTrap, the full acre, trapped 3,100 flying insects. That's what we're saying. Imagine the difference that's going to make in 7 days in your yard that you can start enjoying being outside. But, Guy, here's what I wanted to talk about. The technology is great by itself, but if this was our outdoor patio, we wouldn't have this DynaTrap sitting right here in front of us. The reason being, what we're trying to do is we're gonna move those insects, those biting insects, mosquitoes, and gnats away from us. So here's the great thing about it. We are gonna run it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? But we're gonna put this away from us. So wherever your patio furniture is, your porch, where you're gonna be enjoying the outdoors, put this 30 to 40 feet away.
Right.
If you can put it about 3 to 4 feet off the ground, that's gonna be ideal.
It has a hook.
That's yeah, you can use the
Can hang
shepherd's
it.
hook. That's kind of like the fly zone for these insects, right? You're seeing it right there. And then that becomes all you need to do and let it run. Because it's going to take them away from where you're enjoying the outside.
Right.
It's going to reduce that population by constantly trapping. You know what you could do in 7 days? Yeah, leave it outside all the time. It doesn't matter the weather, the rain, it's totally fine. But maybe you want to go in there after a week and just have a look in the collection basket.
See what's in there.
Maybe after 2 weeks, because then you're really proving it to yourself that it's doing the job that you want, that it's trapping and reducing that mosquito population in your yard. I mean, it's amazing when you see that. And these all do have the bottom emptying where you just press the button and it empties out.
Yeah.
So basically, you're just going to
Throw it in your mulch pile.
You hold that over
Yeah.
the trash can and you open that up and it all just drops in. It's so easy.
If you want the 1/4 acre, which is down here, okay? If you want this guy, how many left? 300 left. If you want the 1/4 acre. I have it available in the bronze. I have it available in the graphite. And then so I don't even have that available in that smaller size, in the green. It comes with a little tool, brush out the gooky stuff that you need to, but that's easy. That's just dust. I take it right over to your garden. Put it right in your garden, incorporate it into the soil. But I'm telling you, get these things. We also have the extra bulbs, although you're good for almost 2.5 years or whatever it is.
27 months.
27 months or 2.25 years with the lights that we're gonna give you. But we have the backups if you wanna pick that up, and we have those for the smaller size and for the larger size. If you are guessing what size is my property, go the 1/2 acre.
Well,
you know, you're sure, I mean, unless you live in a big space, then you want to go the big one.
Well, here's what I would say. So you can certainly base it on the space,
Yeah.
right? If you have a large house on a large property, you want to be able to protect the front and the back of the house, maybe 1/2 acre in the front and 1/2 acre in the back. Now, if you only have a 1/2 acre in your backyard, but here's what you do have. You've got a massive problem. You experienced a lot of insects and mosquitoes last season, and you don't want to go through that again. You have a big problem, get the big one because it's covering more area, it's got a larger light, it could bring in more biting insects. So maybe base it on the seriousness of your problem as well as the size of your property.
You know my property, it's really small.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have a lot but I went to 1/2 acre, and I'll tell you why I went to 1/2 acre.
Yep.
Because even though I only have a backyard, and many of you have seen my yard when I did my Guy in the Garden show at the house, but I was like, you know what? All I know, the more I get, the better it's gonna work anyway.
Sure.
And I also have a lot of neighbors that are what we call snowbirds. So they're not there certain times a year. So they have a lot of pools and watered features, and they, you know, and they have sprinkler systems. They're not patrolling their property.